I can tell already this video ain't gonna start out right. So we're a little behind on the corn. I mean, a lot of people are in the same boat, but Grandpa said he wants to get this corn put in. He wants to get ground disked up. So we're done with anhydrous. We got the international disc on the 8760, 7230s on the Hare, and the MX240 still on the planter. So he decided to rent another tractor to put on the other disc that he rented. And we're going to get 2 tractors in on the John Deere farm and get it worked up today. And we got the DeWitt farm to work yet, and the King farm. We're going to work all them fields. We'll probably just get John Deere's done today. If we get done with that at a decent time, we'll probably move to the King farm and do it too. We'll just have to see. But last night I had to go rescue Grandpa. He took the power choke up to Memphis because he rented a disc from Ed Good, and truck quit him, just up and died. So me and a buddy were at the shop. I was putting a 2-inch ball on the back of my truck. I had to take a torch to make my step on that truck, make the hole bigger for the ball to go in because it's a threaded ball. But I got done with that, got the trailer hooked up, was getting ready to go, and I called Grandpa just to see what he was doing, and his truck quit him, so we had to go up, hook the disc up to the Duramax and bring it home. So yeah, the disc is sitting in Monticello because that's close to where we're at, so he didn't see no need to bring it home. So I'm gonna pick up the field cultivator on the way through because it's sitting at my grandpa Bronstein's. We moved it down there to get it out of the way when we were at the 80, so I'm gonna hook up that. But yeah, he rented this 8400 Deere. So far I'm kind of skeptical of it. It's got a lot of get up and go. It's taking some getting used to these different controls. It's got 16 forward speeds instead of 18 like the red ones didn't have, but I noticed this thing's kind of like the old 15 speed power shifts were in the Deeres years ago. It's got a leap to it. When you shift it, slows down, then it leaps into gear. I don't like that. That's why I didn't like that 4250 we had at one point. But it's got power, I'll give it that. We'll see how it does pulling the disc, but it ought to do fine. So yeah, it's getting used to this. I highly doubt we buy it because it's kind of like the MX240 when we got it. It needs a little work. So we're just renting this one for now. Not sure how this is going to work out, but we're going to see what happens. So stay tuned to see how this ends. Well, I'm about up to the John Deere's. Stopped and got the field cultivator. Grandpa's going to use it and work the terraces that we had built last year. He's going to work him down, and I'm going to start discing with the 8760. I think it's still over at Benjamin, so once he gets here at the truck, we're going to unhook the disc, and I imagine he'll take me back to get the four-wheel drive. Then I'll start working ground. There we are. That's the disc he rented from Ed. Getting our work done back here. working down pretty good. It's cutting this cheat up pretty good. In the past, we've just harrowed this and been planting into it, but we've proved to ourselves too many times that it doesn't work. You gotta chop this stuff up or you ain't gonna kill it. Then it'll suck all the moisture out of the ground and your corn or beans won't grow. We don't feel like replanting corn this year. There's some people that we know around us that are having to, so we're doing a weekend to avoid that. So far, all our corn is starting to come up or it's starting to sprout. So we're having a good luck so far. We'll just have to see how beans go. I think we're gonna start beans here next week. Getting right along, getting this work down. I got all that done. As I get done with these terraces, it's pretty good running. Well, it's another day. Last time was last Saturday. We started disking Joe Dale's. I was running the full drive, getting things worked down good there, and everything's going good. Then got about noon, Grandpa said, well, let's run to town and get something to eat. So we did. We would have had Grandma bring something, but she wasn't feeling good, so we just ran to Monticello, got something to eat, and everything was going good. It was kind of cloudy that day anyway, and we noticed that. Decided, well, we'll just keep running. When we were leaving, ran into Scott Rutledge, the guy who brought us semis last fall to help finish beans, and he said they just got a nice shower at the farm. Well, their farm's maybe 3 miles south of the farm we were at. He said, you guys probably got it too. Well, on the way up there, it kind of sprinkled a little bit on us, but we didn't get anything heavy. When we got up the farm, it kind of started sprinkling a little heavier. Well, Grandpa got that disc from Ed Good, and he got it hooked up to that 8400 he's rented, and we got up there, took the pins out of it. No sooner we got the pins out of it, it started hammering down rain, so we just headed home. I got a good chunk of the farm worked, but didn't get it finished. But they ended up getting it finished yesterday. I believe they started working it and got it done. Our hired man Chuck's back to helping us, but they're disking right now with the 8400 and the 8760. I'm headed up to get the Magnum and the hair. I'm gonna start hairing Joe Dale's and probably get a good chunk of it done today. There's part of it that they did work today that he's probably gonna want me to leave lay, so probably won't work all of it. We'll just have to see how everything kind of mellows out when we run the hair through it. But I'm gonna get that done, and after I get that haired, I'm gonna move to D-Wet because that's where they're at right now. So I'm gonna get everything haired, that way we can hopefully get a good chunk of our corn, the rest of the corn we have to plant, get a good chunk of it planted this weekend. It's Friday now, so we got Saturday and Sunday, no rain in sight at the moment. It's kind of cloudy right now, but no chance of rain, so just a gloomy day it is. So let's get to work. So this corn here was planted over a week ago. Well, it would have been a week ago just yesterday, but we've had some rain up here, and our corn's starting to spike through pretty good. And I will say that white planter, it plants them pretty even. You'll get a double here and there, but can't help it with the seed size. That's what does it. You get 2 seeds in the slot on the disc, and that's why it'll double plant on that. But as far as spacing goes, it does pretty good. But we're gonna have to get the sprayer up here for long. It's starting to get some weeds coming through, so definitely gonna be a lot of spraying to do. Once I get started into planting beans, Grandpa's gonna start spraying all the corn ground. So we'll be getting something done then. Had to stop in town and get me a drink. Well, whoever put oil on this tractor last, which there's a good chance it was me, but I'm pretty sure I got it on tight enough because we put a new cap over it. But yeah, the cap right there where he put the oil in, yeah, it was down there. So when I got out, take my pins out, I noticed all this is wet. I knew immediately what it was. It was that oil cap came off and oil was splashing everywhere. But I checked the oil. There's enough to keep running. It looks like a lot, but may have had it overfilled anyway. But yeah, that thing tightens down quite a bit. But I don't know who it was. Could have been me, could have been Grandpa, I don't know. But whoever it was didn't get it on quite tight enough. Good thing that is something that's easy to notice when you get out the tractor. But as usual, gotta take my pins out. And finding the hole is a pain right here. Kind of flying blind when you do that. If we would have been able to follow our original plan, this field would be a lot smoother. But we didn't get it all disked in the one day when we tried. Things didn't work out the way we planned. If it did, I would have been able to hair it the next day or within the next few days. Now that it got disked, then it got rained on, this field got hard. But the hair is doing a pretty good job breaking it up. Well, other than it being a little rough, this was disked a bit wet, so it's kind of slapped up, but we're on better running now. I got done with all the tears right there that were put in a few years ago. They worked down pretty nice, other than the grass on top. You can't give the disc, so you don't want to disc the top of the terrace in. That'll make it wash out when we get a good rain. But yeah, good running here. Then I'll move over there, get that, and work my way to the front. I ought to get this field done by the end of the day. Getting closer. Working these terraces here. Got a little patch here that I'll be working on that right there. Grandpa hollered at me on the businessman a little bit ago. Him and the hired man Chuck are going to move over to the King farm and get it disced while they're running. While it's daylight, we might as well run. Then I can hire DeWitt tomorrow and the King farm tomorrow. Just depends how we get along. I may have to work one up Sunday. We'll just have to see, but yeah, we'll have everything worked for corn ground. We'll be able to plant the corn here. We do have to move back to LaGrange because that farm got field cultivated, and it shouldn't have been field cultivated. It should have been this, but it is what it is now. Luckily it's had enough rain, it kind of mellowed it out. The hair should be able to break up enough of it, because it was too grassy for a field cultivator. It plugged up a bit. So we should be able to just hair it and plant it, because the ground was kind of mellow when he worked it, and it kind of just clotted up and pulled up since there's a lot of grass. So we should be able to just hair it and plant it. We hope anyway. Then once we get that farm done, corn will be done. We can start on beans. Once we get started planting beans, it'll be pretty easy going, because most of our bean ground we can no-till. We've had just the right amount of rain. The ground's mellow. And our 20-something acres at home, we're going to no-till it to get started. Then we're going to move over to the Mugie McNay farm and do them beans, get them out of the way. That's a good running field too. Corn there is looking real good. We were there the other day checking it out. So far, all of our corn that's coming up is looking good. So, as long as everything goes good over the next few months, I think we're going to have a good harvest. There goes Chet. And there's Grandpa. Got another field ready to plant. Grandpa and Chuck just had it in with the tractors and discs, so I'm gonna fold up and take the service truck over to the de-wet farm because I don't think they have a truck over there.